You know what's one of the most dangerous things that can happen to your financial future? Getting a raise. And I know how insane that sounds. You work hard, you finally get rewarded for it, more money hits your bank account every month, and somehow that's a bad thing? But here's what nobody tells you when HR calls you into that office with good news. For most people, a raise doesn't build wealth, it just upgrades their lifestyle. And the worst part, they never even notice it happening. My name is the Hidden Rich Guy, and I spend probably too much time studying why people with good incomes still end up broke. If you want to understand the actual mechanics of how money works, not the feel-good stuff, but the real stuff, hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. It genuinely helps more people find this content. Here's something that should bother you. According to recent data, the average American gets a 3 to 5% raise per year. Over a 10-year career, that adds up to serious money. Tens of thousands of extra dollars flowing into someone's life. And yet, the personal savings rate in America is hovering around 4 to 5%, basically nothing. So where is all that extra money going? It's not going to investments, it's not going to retirement accounts, it's not building any kind of real wealth, it's just disappearing into a slightly nicer apartment, a newer car, more meals out, better vacations, more streaming services, more stuff. Economists have a clinical name for this. They call it lifestyle inflation. But I prefer a more honest description. It's a slow, invisible leak in your financial bucket, and most people have no idea it's happening to them until they're 45, making twice what they made at 25, and somehow still living paycheck to paycheck. Let me show you exactly how this works, because the math here is genuinely shocking. Meet two people, same age, same starting salary of $50,000 a year, both get a 4% raise every single year for 20 years. By year 20, they're both earning around $109,000 annually. Nearly identical financial lives on paper. The difference is what they do with each raise. Person A, let's call him Marcus, does what most people do. Every time he gets a raise, his lifestyle quietly expands to match it. New raise, new car payment, promotion, bigger apartment, bonus, nicer vacations. He's not being reckless, he's not buying yachts. He's just living slightly better each year, which feels completely reasonable. That's what raises are for, right? Person B, let's call her Diana, takes a different approach. Every time she gets a raise, she lives as if she didn't get it. She keeps her expenses roughly flat and sends the difference straight into her investment accounts. Every year, the gap between what she earns and what she spends widens. And that gap is her wealth engine. By year 20, both Marcus and Diana are earning the same $109,000 salary. But Diana has quietly invested the equivalent of roughly $2,000 extra per month compared to Marcus over those 20 years. At a 7% average annual return, that's over $1 million. Not from earning more. Not from some brilliant investment strategy. Just from refusing to let her lifestyle inflate every time her income went up. That's the cost of lifestyle inflation. Not the price tag of any single purchase, the compound cost of upgrading your spending every time you get rewarded for working harder. Here's what makes lifestyle inflation so dangerous compared to other financial mistakes. It doesn't feel like a mistake at all. When you max out a credit card buying things you don't need, some part of you knows that's bad. When you skip your retirement contributions, there's at least a small voice in the back of your head saying you shouldn't. But when you get a raise and move into a nicer apartment, that feels like progress. It feels like a reward you've earned. You worked harder, you made more, you upgraded your life. That's how this whole thing is supposed to work, right? Wrong. And this is where most personal finance advice fails people. Because it treats lifestyle inflation like a discipline problem. Like you just need more willpower, more self-control. Stop wanting nice things and you'll be fine. That's not really the problem. The problem is anchoring. Once you've lived at a certain level, anything below that feels like going backward, even if it isn't. Once you've had the nicer apartment, your old one feels unacceptable. Once you've driven a newer car, the used one feels embarrassing. Your reference point shifts permanently upward, and every dollar you spend maintaining that new reference point is a dollar that will never compound for you. The financial industry actually counts on this. Banks know that when your income goes up, your spending goes up. Credit card companies know it. Car dealerships know it. So they extend you more credit, show you better models, and market you deserve this directly at the moment when your income just increased. They are very specifically targeting the Raise to Lifestyle pipeline, and most people walk right into it. Let me put some concrete numbers on how much this actually costs people over a lifetime, because talking about it in abstract terms makes it too easy to dismiss. The average American gets roughly 4 raises between age 25 and 45. Let's say each raise is modest, just $3,000 more per year. That's $3,000 per year in additional income per raise. 4 raises means $12,000 per year in cumulative extra income by the time you're in your mid-40s. Now, if you spend all of that, which most people do, that $12,000 per year just goes into your expanded lifestyle. A nicer car, better neighborhood, more subscriptions, more dining out, nothing building. But if you had invested even half of it, $6,000 per year, starting at 25, at a 7% average return, you'd have over $600,000 by 65. $600,000, not from making more money, not from some complicated investment strategy, just from not letting lifestyle creep eat half your raises. And here's what makes this especially painful. The people who fail to do this aren't spending their raises on things that make them significantly happier. Study after study on money and happiness shows that beyond a certain baseline of comfort, roughly $75,000 to $100,000 per year in today's money, more spending doesn't meaningfully increase life satisfaction. So Marcus isn't actually happier driving the newer car or living in the bigger apartment. He just feels like he's supposed to want those things. He's running on a hedonic treadmill, spending more and more to feel exactly the same. So what do you actually do about this? The good news is the solution is genuinely simple. The hard part is just making it automatic before your brain starts rationalizing. Step 1. Intercept the raise before it hits your lifestyle. The moment you find out you're getting a raise, before you spend a single dollar of it, immediately increase your retirement contributions, your automatic investment transfers, or your debt payoff by that exact amount. Pretend the raise never happened in your spending life. If your take-home goes up $300 per month, put $300 more per month into something that works for you. This is called paying yourself first, and it's been talked about so many times it sounds like a cliché. But the reason it keeps getting repeated is because it actually works. You cannot spend money that isn't sitting in your checking account. Step 2. Give yourself a deliberate capped upgrade. Telling yourself you can't enjoy any of your raise is unrealistic and kind of miserable. So here's what the most financially successful people actually do. They let themselves keep 20 to 25% of any raise for lifestyle improvements. Not all of it, not even half of it. Just a small slice, intentionally chosen. Maybe that's a slightly nicer grocery budget. Maybe it's one more dinner out per month, but it's chosen on purpose, with a cap, not just passively allowed to expand in every direction simultaneously. This gives you the psychological satisfaction of feeling rewarded without letting the entire raise vanish into upgraded expenses. Step 3. Audit your lifestyle every time your income changes. Most people review their budget when they're in financial trouble. The wealthy review it when things are going well, because that's when lifestyle inflation strikes. Every time you get a raise, a bonus, a tax refund, or any windfall, sit down and ask, where is this money going to go? Make that decision consciously and in advance, because if you don't decide, your lifestyle will decide for you. Here's the bottom line. A raise isn't automatically a financial win. It's a decision point. You can let it quietly upgrade your lifestyle, feel comfortable for a while, and end up exactly as financially stressed at $100,000 as you were at $50,000. Or you can intercept it, route it toward your future, and use the exact same career trajectory to build real wealth instead of a more expensive version of the same paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Most people will get raises their entire careers and have almost nothing to show for it. Not because they didn't earn enough, because they let every extra dollar immediately become a new baseline for normal. Don't be most people. Your future self is either watching you make this decision well, or they're going to wonder why they're working this hard with so little to show for it.